Hi there, this class is regarding on enterprise structure in SAP MM. Let's get started right away. Now I am explaining theoretically, then I will be explaining practically in SAP system. Enterprise structure. What is enterprise structure? Enterprise structure is nothing but company structure or organization structure in which the organizational units are defined and assigned. It means in SAP system we will be creating organizational units like company, controlling area, company code, plants, purchasing organizations, storage locations, sales organizations, distribution channels, divisions, and etc. In the customization part, by using transaction code SPRO. In the next step, what we do, we will be making the linkages between the organizational units, which is called an assignment part. Alright, this enterprise structure reveals the shape of the company. Enterprise structure maintains its hierarchy for the company to run its daily business. In an organization, organizational units should be arranged in a manner. We are not supposed to skip any organizational unit which is very significant. Apparently, this organizational structure has got many levels. Each level will be dealt by individual departments. We are not supposed to create too many organizational units than necessary in SAP. Because once we have set up this enterprise structure in SAP, we won't be able to change the stuff easily instantly. That's why we must be vigilant when we are creating this enterprise structure. In real time, the SAP consultants will gather the requirements from the business people, then they do understand the procedures and requirements, and they do design and map in SAP. In addition to that, this enterprise structure will make sure smooth business processes for the company. This below diagram talks about enterprise structure of SAP MM. Starts from a client or company. Company is similar to corporate group. Headquarters, origination country, like we have got headquarters in India. Under that company, we can have multiple company codes. It depends on the business segments, business lines, business size, business requirements. Like India company code, South Africa company code, US company code, and etc. Moreover, in a country we can have multiple company codes also. It depends on the business requirements again. Okay. Under one company code, we can have multiple plants. Again, it depends on the business capacity. Like in India company code, we have got Cochin plant, Pune plant, Delhi plant, and etc. Under a plant, we can have multiple purchasing organizations. They will be dealing procurement activities for the plant. Then, purchasing organization is furtherly subdivided into purchasing groups. Then, in a plant, we can have multiple storage locations, like storage locations, raw materials, storage location, semi-finished products, storage location, finished products, storage location, rejections, and etc. In that way, they can have multiple storage locations in a plant. In the same way, the South Africa company code can have multiple plants. Under one plant, they can have multiple purchasing organizations, purchasing groups, storage locations. So, in that way, other company codes, they can have respective organizational units like plants, purchasing organizations, purchasing groups, storage locations. Mainly what we need to understand is this company and company code will be created by finance side, whereas the rest organizational units like plant, purchasing organizations, storage locations, purchasing groups will be created by MM side. MM consultants will be dealing these things. Okay. So similarly, we have got sales organization, distribution channel, divisions. They will be dealt by our SD side, sales and distribution side. So they will be dealing their respective activities. Now let me illustrate the meanings of organizational units. Client is nothing but a customer in SAP. This one is the top highest organizational element in SAP. A client has its own master records and setup tables. Coming to company, as I told you earlier, company says about the corporate group of companies, headquarters. This is an organizational unit from which financial statements can be withdrawn. Company can have multiple company codes. Coming to company code has got a independent accounting unit. It is a subdivision of company. It means under a company we can have multiple company codes. Controlling area. This is an organizational unit which will be dealing accounts payable and receivable, like it will be dealing cost and revenue things. Plant comes under logistical part. Plant is the workplace where the operations like procurement, production, selling, plant maintenance take place. Storage location. This one comes under part. Storage location is the organizational unit where the procured and manufactured goods are kept in place. Purchasing organization. Purchasing organization plays a vital role in SAP MM. Purchasing organization is the organizational unit which is legally responsible for procuring materials and services for the organization. This purchasing organization is classified in some ways. Let us see them in the next slide. Centralized purchasing organization, reference purchasing organization, plant specific purchasing organization, and lastly we have got standard purchasing organization. Let me talk about this centralized purchasing organization. Let's say we have got multiple plants under one company code. All the plants are using same material. They have got one common vendor. Okay, if they buy material individually, plant wise, the material price will be expensive. But if they have a common purchasing organization like centralized purchasing organization, they will be able to save the money. So the vendor will be able to give the stuff at an affordable price. So they are going to procure on behalf of 4 plants, like multiple plants. In that way, they can have the benefit of centralized purchasing organization. Under one company code, if we have multiple plants, all the plants will be buying the material from the common vendor, so that they can have the benefit of centralized purchasing organization. Coming to reference purchasing organization, it is basically a purchasing organization. This one is similar to centralized purchasing organization. This one is a common for 2 different company codes. So moreover, what we need to remember is when we talk about this reference purchasing organization, this will not be connected to either plant or company code. This reference purchasing organization will be connected to other purchasing organization, so that other purchasing organization can use the terms and conditions of this reference purchasing organization. For example, let's say we have got a contract agreement between the buyer and seller on the materials procurement. We have used this reference purchasing organization. If we link this reference purchasing organization to other purchasing organization in the enterprise structure, so other purchasing organization can use this reference purchasing organization's conditions and terms. So in that way, we will have privilege of reference purchasing organization. Then coming to plant specific purchasing organization, by the name itself you can see plant dependent purchasing organization. It will be procuring components for a certain plant. It will not be assisting to other plants. Then standard purchasing organization. Let's say in a plant we have got multiple purchasing organization. We can choose one purchasing organization as a standard purchasing organization, which will be dealing special procurement processes like consignment, pipeline, stock transfers. So as I told you earlier, purchasing organization is furtherly subdivided into purchasing group. Purchasing group is nothing but a buyer or group of buyers will be dealing the procurement activities for the respective organization. Now I am done with the theoretical part. We are going to see the practical part in SAP. SPRO is the T code to customize the things in SAP, especially this enterprise structure. We will be dealing in customizing part. SPRO stands for SAP Project Reference Object. Here we go. The transaction code SPRO. Select SAP Reference IMG in the menu. Go to Enterprise Structure. Now you can see definition and assignment. First we will be making the organizational units. Creating organizational unit in enterprise structure is a fundamental step. Here you can see various departments. Go to financial accounting, create company. Go to new entries and maintain your entries as per the requirements. In real time you will be getting the things properly from the business people. Company. Let me say Lido Auto Parts Limited. Street A Road. PO box. Giving something like this. Postal code. City Bangalore. Country IN India. Language key you can choose EN English. Depends on the requirements. Okay. Currency INR. INR stands for Indian rupees. Like if you see US, United States dollars. If you see South Africa or something, you will be using other currencies like South African rands. Okay. Singapore dollars. In that way. Now save this company. I need to create a new request. So that I am going to create request. Short description. Let me give Lido. Right. Save. Now you will see this Lido. This one will be having a new customizing request number. Okay. Whenever you do some customization in SAP, so that data will be saved under that customizing request number. Okay. So all the customization data will be client dependent. Like we are into 800 client. You see this is the client. We are into 800 client. If you do some customization in 800 client, that the particular data can be seen in that 800 client only. In a server we will be able to see many clients. Okay, if you see in other client, let's say 900, you won't be able to see the configuration data which we have done in 800. Okay. Now we are going to deal this company code creation. Here what we are going to do, I have got already some company codes which are standard. I need to copy from 1000 company code, that is the standard one. You can give 4-digit code, can be alpha numerical or alpha numerical. Company code, let me say something like lead 1. I have chosen lead 1. This is like source company code 1000. Target company code lead 1. Okay. Do you want to copy the GL account company code data? Say yes. Yes. Now currency. I'm going to give Indian rupees. If you create a company code for South Africa, you need to give the respective currency. Here you can see apparently, do you really want to transport the number ranges? Say yes. This process is going to take bit time. Just bear with me. Just keep on entering yes until you get the message for the copied message from 1000 to lead 1. Now what do you need to understand is, when you get this small box, you need to cancel this. Then system will be asking you regarding the copy message. You say yes, copy. Transport the intro. Say yes. Keep on entering. Okay. Just it is about to come. I'm damn sure we are going to get that copied message. From company code, we will be able to pull the profit loss and accounts. Okay, profit and loss, P and L account can be withdrawn. Okay, just keep on entering. Okay. Remember, we are into financial accounting. In real time, FI consultants will be dealing these company and company code creation activities. Now the set of tables will be copied. Okay, from 1000 to lid 1. Now it is being processed. Okay. Client dependent data, client independent data. Usually in SAP, ABAPS will be doing the programs. When they deal some programs in SAP, they will be getting that workbench request, which is nothing but client independent. As I told you earlier, in a server, we will be able to see many clients. The workbench data can be seen across the clients in a server. But in the next server, they won't be able to see the changes. Okay, if they want to have the changes in the next server, they need to transport the data from one server to another server, that workbench request. Just keep on entering. Okay, say yes, 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 yes. Yeah, here we go. We have got the message. Company code 1000 copied to lid 1. You see, selected objects, source company code 1000, completed activities, company code 1000 copied to lid 1. That is the target company code. The mission is accomplished. Now edit company code data. Here you see what is the company code we have got. LID1, lid 1. You can see in the list. This is what we have customized, copied from 1000 to lid 1. Click on details. Here everything will be in 1000 company code details, like company name, city, and everything should be changed as per our requirements. Company name, I'm going to give lid 1, right? That's what we have given. Lid India company code, city Bangalore, country IN, currency INR, Indian rupees, language I want to choose EN as English. Now go to address. Here also you will be seeing the 1000 company code details. You need to edit them. Lid 1 India. Search term. This is for traceability purposes. Like lid 1 street Bangalore. Give something like this. Postal code. Let me choose this 56636. City Bangalore. Country IN India. Region talks about the province or states in a country. So Bangalore will be coming under Karnataka. 29 is the region code. Time zone. Let me choose Indian Standard Time. India you can choose. Now language, it should be EN for my enterprise structure. This mobile number and phone number you can write. Let me write something like this. Mobile phone. Email address you can give like lido at auto.com, something like that. Okay, in real time you will be getting the right things. Okay, save this company code. Customizing request, say yes. Now you see the data has been saved. It means the company code has been created. The company code has been copied from 1000 to our lid 1. Okay, company code. Then we have edited the things. So far what we have done in financial accounting, we have created one company. Then we have created one company code. Similarly, we can have multiple company codes under one company. Okay, We can create many company codes. Depends on the business segments, business lines, business requirements, business size. That's all in the financial accounting thing. Coming to controlling part, we need to maintain controlling area. Here go to new entries. Here the controlling area I want to maintain same as company code. Company code. What is my company code? Lead 1. Right. Lead 1. Name lead 1 India. Here company code controlling area. Choose here. Controlling area same as company code I want to choose. Right. Then save. Customizing request. Now the controlling area has been maintained. Go back. Go back. Yes. Now mainly we are into logistical part now. We are going to deal this one mainly. Okay. Here you can set the valuation level. Valuation level. What is valuation area? Just material variation area. It can be either plant level or company code level. If you set a valuation area as plant level, the material will be evaluated at plant level. Let's say under one company code, if you have multiple plants, if you have a material, if separate plant like the Chennai plant buys material at one price, then this Bangalore plant purchases material at one price. The materials prices will be varied from plant to plant. That's why valuation area is a plant. Valuation level is company code, means under one company code, if you have a multiple plants, they are using same material. In that case, they can maintain this valuation level is company code. Like material prices will be similar across the plants. Define, copy, delete, check plant. Define plant. Go to new entries and maintain in your own entries. Like as per the requirements, you need to maintain the entries. Plant, I need to give something like LD1. LD1. Name LD1 Bangalore plant. Enter. Go to address tab and maintain the plant address. Company. LD1 Bangalore plant. Search term LD1. Street ROH road. Sorry, not a problem. ROH. House number. Postal code 36. City Bangalore. Country IN India. Region 29 belongs to Karnataka. You can check it out here. 29 is the region code for Karnataka state. That's it. Enter. Save. Now LD1 plant is going to be created. Now you can see apparently this has been done. Similarly, let me create one more plant. Go to new entries. Say LD2 Cochin plant. Enter. Go to address and say company. Name I can give something like LD2 Cochin plant. Search term LD2. Street GJ Road, house number, postal code, city Cochin, country IN India, okay. Region, press F4. F4 tells about the search help. You can choose here Kerala. (32) is meant for Kerala state, which comes in India, okay. Save this LD2 plant. So far what I have done in logistical general, I have done 2 plants. I have created 2 plants. You see this one, 2 plants I have created in logistics general, okay. Then we are going to see storage location creation and purchasing organization creation. Materials management, maintain storage location. Plant LD1 is my plant. This one is my Bangalore plant. Click on new entries, maintain your entries. I'm going to write like LD1R. Raw materials, storage location. LD1S, semi-finished material storage location. LD1F, finished materials. Lastly, LD1O, others. So storage location is like a physical place where we keep the materials like procured and produced goods. We will be keeping, okay. So it depends on the plant size. We can have multiple storage locations as per the requirements. Enter, save. Now you see this storage location has been created. We have maintained the storage locations under plant LD1. Now let me maintain some more storage locations for my LD2 Cochin plant. Let me write here LD2. The same way, okay. Go to new entries, say LD2 or raw material storage location. LD2 yes, semi-finished materials. LD2F, finished materials. LD2D, let me write like defects storage locations. LD2V, like vendor rejections. Vendor rejection. LD2O, others. Like this we can have n number of storage locations. Depends on the business requirements. We will have to maintain the storage locations under one plant. Here you see I have maintained multiple storage locations under LD2 Cochin plant. Let me save this one. Now I am going to maintain purchasing organizations. Let me tell you one more thing in storage location point of view. Now we are into definition part. Under one plant, we have maintained storage locations. It means already we have created and assigned. This is like an exception, okay. So this storage location things you won't be seeing in assignment part. Already we have done the stuff. Now let me maintain my purchasing organizations. Go to new entries. Here I need to give my purchasing organization code PLD1. Okay. Similarly PLD2. Let me create PLDC. So PLDC. I want to write purchasing organization LD1. Similarly, purchasing organization LD2. Purchasing organization central, you can write in that way. Okay. It's like a common purchasing organization for two different plans. That's why I have chosen like PLDC and purchasing organization central. Let me save this one. Now I have maintained the purchasing organizations. So far what we have done with organizational units definition part. Now we are going to see the assignment part. We will be linking the organizational units. Financial accounting. Here we are going to link assign company code and company. Here you can see the list of company codes and company. So here you can see the list of company codes. So what is the company code we have created? LID1. It should be in the list, okay. LID1. You can see it apparently here. LID1 Bangalore. Company, what I have created? LIDO. You can see it here. Lido Auto Parts Limited IN current India and the currency INR. Okay. Save. Just we made a linkage between company code and company. And coming to controlling part, assign company code to controlling area. Company code and controlling area both are same, okay. In that way we have created in the definition part. Controlling area LID1. Click on here. Left hand side, just click on the details. So everything is in place as we have created in the definition part. Just go back. Here assign company codes, okay. Here you see, go to new entries, this LID1. Now you see it has come. Say yes. Now it has been done. In controlling area we have made the linkages between company code and controlling area. Now let me go to logistical part. Logistics general. Here we are going to link plant to company code. Go to new entries. What is my company code? LID1. My plant LD1. Under one company code, two different plants. LID1 is my company code. My plant LD2, another plant which is in Cochin. Now you see Bangalore and Cochin plant. the company code is common for two different plants, for these two plants. Okay, save. Now we are through with the assignment of plant and company code in logistics general. Now let me go to materials management. Now I need to make the linkages between organizational elements like purchasing organization, company code, purchasing organization, plant, purchasing organization to other purchasing organization. Assign purchasing organization to company code. Position. Let me see my purchasing organization. PLD1, I think. LDC, let me choose. PLDC. We are going to link purchasing organization to company code. It means under this particular company code, we have got two plants. So this is like a central purchasing organization. So that's why I have chosen only PLDC, purchasing organization central. My company code is LID1. Save. Assign purchasing organization to plant. It's a plant specific purchasing organization. Go to new entries. Maintain your entries. Purchasing organization, what we have created for plant 1, PLD1. For PLD1, plant is LD1. PLD2, LD2. Save. Plant specific purchasing organization or plant dependent purchasing organization. And the third one, what we have got, standard purchasing organization to plant. Standard purchasing organization, which will be procuring the goods for the company, like the procurement processes, special ones, consignment pipeline, stock transfers. Position, LD1 is my plant. Here purchasing organization, I am going to consider the same PLD1 for that LD1, PLD2 for LD2. Let me save this. Default purchasing organization or standard purchasing organization. Now we are done with this assignment of standard purchasing organization to plant. Then assign purchasing organization to reference purchasing organization. See here, I have spoken about the reference purchasing organization. Okay, it's like common between two company codes. It will be assisting for two company codes. I'm done with the assignment part now. Overall, what I have done, I have created the organizational units in definition part. In financial accounting, I have created company and company code. In logistics general, I have created a plant. Then I have spoken about the valuation area. Then in materials management, what we have done, we have created purchasing organizations and storage locations. Then what we have done, yeah, that's all we have done with the definition part. In assignment part, we have made the linkages between the organizational units. In enterprise structure, now let me create purchasing group. For that, go to transaction code OME4. Here you can see the list of purchasing groups. Here you can maintain your entries. Go to new entries. Here we go. Purchasing group. Let me say something like true. Description LD purchasing group raw. Similarly 333 purchasing group semi. Enter. Already the purchasing groups are there, so let me create some alphanumerical ones. A1 2A1 it will be taking. Similarly 3A1 save. Now you see the purchasing groups have been created, right? Alright, that's it. That's the ending. I'm done with the class. I hope this class helps. Kindly please make sure like, share and subscribe so that you will get my new videos. I'm gonna see you in the next video with my new topic. Alright, people, cheers, thanks.